welcome. For tonight, I'm Cecilia Mogbe, right here in Lagos. All right, Austin will join me on the show much later, but this is what the show looks like tonight. We will be dwelling more on the Super Eagles of Nigeria because they are in the danger of actually missing out of the FIFA World Cup. We'll be doing all the calculations, what they need to do to ensure that they pick a ticket for the World Cup. Remember, out of the group, only out of the 9 groups that we have, only the group winners will qualify directly for the 2026 FIFA World Cup that will be hosted in Canada, USA, and of course, Mexico. While the runner-ups will have to go for intercontinental championship. So that's how the process will be. But for Super Eagles of Nigeria, they have 7 points from 6 games, and they are yet to win a game at home. So now that is cast because on Saturday, that's when they'll be playing Rwanda. Yes, so much on that, the analysis and everything you need to know. We will be talking about that on the show tonight. We'll also touch down at the youth games that is going on in Asaba Delta State. And also, yes, on the 17th, WAFUB qualifiers that will be taking place in Côte d'Ivoire, Yamoussoukro. You'll be wondering why it was supposed to be in Nigeria. Well, you know, Remo Star Stadium is being renovated, and Abeokuta Stadium, the MK Abeokuta Stadium, is ready, but I think they can use one stadium. That's why Côte d'Ivoire is now hosting. So the Golden Eaglets will not have the opportunity to actually play the WAFUB qualifiers for the African Cup of Nations for under 17 at home. They will not be able to do that. We have the draws ready for you. You will be knowing more about that. And also, yes, for CAF Confederations Cup, Kwara United will be playing there. But the thing now is they actually want to play in their own stadium. That's right there in Ilori, the Rashidi Yekini Stadium. They want to play there, but there's something that the governor is talking about and the reason why they need to play there. And of course, some of the things they need to put in place to ensure that when CAF inspectors, when they come around, they will see that that stadium will be ready for you. So these and so much more we have for you on the show tonight. Yes. Bada Akintunde will be joining us on the show tonight also because we'll be talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and their chances of actually qualifying for the World Cup. It's just 4 games left. They played 6 games and they have a 7th point. And it's a Thursday, so Thursday night you always have Bolu Omoniyi right here in Lagos studio. Bolu, it's great to have you.
Yeah, good to be again. It's just started on the day where we are banking on hope. For the Super Eagles, while some teams have done the necessary things they need to do, we are still hoping, praying, and thinking, calculating, permutating, and everything, hoping we get to qualify. But we're definitely going to have a jolly ride, especially when there's a badder by far, certain badder, and I can't wait to have Austin. I'm sure he's always interested in grassroots sports.
Yeah. You know, sometimes when you want to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, you're still thinking, where do I start from? Where do I want to start from? But it's been a long time, you know. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Cecilia. Hi, guys in the studio. Hi, Austin. It's been a minute. Feels good to be back. I think the last time I was here, we were talking Unity Cup.
Yeah.
We ended on a glorious note for Nigeria. Nigeria beating Jamaica in that one. And it's that sort of victory that we're desiring over the next 4 finals in the Africa qualification zone, where we have yet again played ourselves into a very precarious situation where after 6 games, we're talking about a total of 7 points. When the groupings were done, I'm sure a lot of Nigerians had muted celebrations because it would have been absurd to be jubilating on the streets just after the draws were made. But even at that, you looked at the teams in that group. Apart from South Africa, we thought we should be doing the business almost, we took it for granted that there will be surprises, but not once, not twice. The Super Eagles have dropped points in games that they were supposed to win. Where we are, South Africa, one of the leaders of the group, there's still a pending decision to be made by FIFA on their fielding of an ineligible player, but we've got to discount that and do the business on the pitch. I'm hoping that the mindset is that we've got 4 finals to win, 1 at home against Rwanda on Saturday, and then in Bloemfontein against South Africa. A place I can't remember the last time Nigeria won at. Even when we were at the height of our powers, I remember that controversial 94 World Cup qualifier that ended 0-0, where Nigeria actually scored a legitimate goal. I think it was Samson Siasia or Yekini who scored that goal back then. And since then, we haven't won away to South Africa. So we've got to pick maximum points from the next 2 games to stand a chance. And even at that, we'll be more sure of maybe finishing second versus finishing first, because we've got quite a big gap between us and South Africa to bridge. 6 points in the first installment of the qualifiers this weekend and early next week, absolutely non-negotiable.
Not at all. Austin?
Yes, party greetings to you, Cecilia, both in the studio, and Ambada, good to see you again. And to our viewers from every part of the world watching us, it's always a delight talking sports. You know, this Super Eagles versus Rwanda and South Africa, I just wanted to come and go because I just can't explain the way it makes me feel,
That's why
guys.
you were reluctant to actually join the show, right?
I know, Cecilia, and I was like, can I just listen to you guys?
No.
Let me just sit down here and just listen to you guys. No, Cecilia, but you know what? I went back to March the 21st, 2025. It was right there in Kigali, Nigeria, on March the 5th. Needed to beat Rwanda, and we got the job done. Easy peasy, first half, Victor Osimhen's double. I think that's the sort of mentality they should have. Get the job done in first half. Last night on this show, I said we need to have a statement win, and I still stand by that. The type that would make South Africa shake, you know, and be like, oh, these guys are coming with the fire. You know, they need to show workings. I've said it time and time again. They put themselves in this terrible situation. They must find a way to get themselves out of it. And thank you so much, Bada, for reminding FIFA that we are watching. If South Africa did something wrong, let the rules stand. The rules are rules. Player eligibility breach is a big crime in football all over the world. So FIFA, whatever they're trying to do, maybe they are waiting to see where they play South Africa first or whatever. Just come out, let us. And guess what? It's not just Nigeria that is worried about this. Benin Republic is also worried. I listened to Genotro saying, if FIFA had done something about this South Africa's case, it will change the temperature of the game. If you look at the league table, you can know what you're aspiring towards. So we will monitor it, Cecilia. First, let them beat Rwanda, and then the God of football will take care of next Tuesday, Bloemfontein.
Before we look at the head-to-head record and also confirmation of where and when the game will be taking place, Bolu, Austin talked about mentality that they need to bring in. Have you seen it so far?
Mentality, I don't think it's there yet. Let me go back to one of the things I said, I think last time I spoke about Super Eagles was, we said every time, football matches are won not only on the field of play, leading to the game. Then call-up camp opened on Monday, only 3 players resumed camp on Monday. The following day, about 15 joined them, then some were coming in on Friday. I've heard the excuse, on Wednesday, I heard, some of them had the deals to sign, blah, blah, blah. Ishak had the deal to sign, deadline day was in the camp on Tuesday. Only 3-4 players signed the deal. Victor Osimhen did not sign a new deal. So too many things going on. It feels like these guys do not want to go to the World Cup. Many of these guys were part of the team that missed Qatar. We thought this time around, we put ourselves in this position. We now talking about the players. I thought even if the coaches are not ready, even if the NFF are not ready, you expect the ginger, the mindset. Even if it doesn't work out, we know there are some games we lose and be like, oh, okay, these boys. So I look at the Falcons. I remember Jibade said something leading to the WAFCON that everyone have a part to play. The administrative part, they have their issues, the player, but we want to do our job on the field of play. Justin Madugu kept on talking about it. That's the mindset. That's the spirit that we have to win at all costs. But players, how many training sessions would they have as a team? One of the challenges we've said is the synergy. The linkage between the midfield and the attack has been a major problem. Defending has not been terrible. The reason we are talking about defense is because we are losing playing draw. It's not that we are conceding 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. 1, 2 goals. It means if our attack and midfield have a good synergy. But when you don't even come to camp on time, when you don't train together, well, how many trainings would they do?
3. It's going to be 3. Wednesday, Thursday.
And part of those, I hope. I don't think we'll qualify for the World Cup, sincerely. My brain is saying we are not. But my heart really wants Nigeria to go. But missing back-to-back World Cups will be very bad for us.
Okay, let's give you a confirmation of, of that game, where and when it will be taking place. Obviously, it's going to be in Nigeria, right there, in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and it's on Saturday, so that game will be by 5 p.m., of course, Nigerian time. Now, let's take a look at the head-to-head record when it comes to Rwanda and Nigeria. It's a good record once you say it. In 2025, that was in March, the one Austin was referring to, Nigeria beating Rwanda 2 goals to nothing. And then 2024, that's talking about last year in November, on the 18th of November, it was Rwanda 2, Nigeria 1, Nigeria 1. And you come to 2024, that was in September on the 10th, it was goalless between Nigeria and, of course, Rwanda. And in 2018, in January 15, it was also goalless. So this is what the head-to-head record looked like. Now, you go as far back as 2012 in June, and it was Nigeria winning by 2-0. They go to also 2012 in February. On the 29th, it was Nigeria and Rwanda. It ended goalless. And then you come to 2025 June. This year, it ended 1-0. And of course, in total, in wins, okay, 7. Rwanda just won. Of course, the draws happens to be 4. So when you look at these statistics, it's not really pretty, but these statistics is not pretty. But Bolo has talked about the mentality they need to come with, you know, to play the game. Austin has also mentioned that. What are the things you feel they can actually change? Because we've won only 1 game in 6. That's not good enough for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
It's simply a diabolical piece of start. It's shameful. We're not talking about qualifiers for AFCON here, where you could have said maybe we've had too much success on that front. We've won it 3 times. We've made the finals 8 times, and we're one of the elites in that competition. Yeah, we're one of the countries that have qualified for the World Cup the most from Africa, but to miss out on the last one in Qatar and put ourselves in a position where there's a potential that we would not qualify for this one is almost unforgivable. It just simply means that we haven't learned much from the failures of the last time. And if you consider that the Super Eagles, as of today, boast of some of the best footballers on this continent, and you compare them pound for pound, as they say in boxing, versus the players that the teams that we're struggling against parade, there can be no excuse for where we are, for the struggles that we're experiencing at the moment. And our recent record against Rwanda, the opponent we take on Saturday, is also not great. To have lost at home just a little over 12 months ago or so to the same opposition in Uyo must be the ray of light that the Rwandans look to as some kind of confidence boost going into that game, thinking if we did it, you know, we can do it again. But the Super Eagles must recognize that there is huge history behind that badge. There is huge history behind the name Super Eagles. There's huge, football history behind the green and the white. And they've got to live up to every single bit of that when they step out on that pitch. And Austin was right to recall the game in Kigali where we won 2-0. We benefited from a fast start. And we've got to be playing similarly. In recent times, where we haven't had a creator, a player in the mold of an Okocha in the middle of the park, we've struggled to impose our possession game on teams. We've rather benefited more recently, particularly in that game, by going early, by getting the balls into the channels early, finding the runs of Ademola Lookman and Moses Simon or Sam Chukwueze down the wings, or even Victor Osimhen when he drops deep and he hits those runs vertically behind the defense. So the likes of Alex Iwobi have to be playing the balls in early. Frank Onyeka, get ball to feet, bam! You've got to be hitting the athleticism and the pace. The pace of those are wide men. And when they get on the ball, they've got to be whipping it early. Those 2 goals we scored against Rwanda, it was because of 2 quick deliveries. One of them was a mistake, if I recall. But Osimhen's early header, I think, was because we played the ball into the channel quickly. It was crossed in. Osimhen got on the end of it with a good header. 1-0 Nigeria. It set the tone for the rest of the game. Yeah. Now, we get men behind the ball. The Rwandan team likes to play a neat, quick, intricate passing game, and you've got to deny them time and space. So I'm hoping that Eric Schell does go with a double pivot. My preference, obviously, will be in Didi and Frank Onyeka. Okay. So that there's energy, there is legs in that midfield. And we can deny them time and space on the ball. We can hassle them, we can harry them, we can get the ball back when we lose it very quickly, and hit them in quick transition with the pace And the quality of those wide men, Simon Moses, Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, the front three have to be serviced. We have to give them the ball quickly to wreak havoc on these Rwandans. If we do so, we have every chance of not only winning, but winning that game very convincingly.
Austin, that's the statement when you talk about. But quickly, let's listen to Alex Iwobi and also Ola, talking ahead of this game, how prepared they are. They know it's a very big challenge, but then they are ready for that big challenge.
As Nigerians is that, we know it's a tough task ahead of us, but we're ready to, for the challenge, and we're looking forward to it. At the end of the day, so it's another 2 games of football, and we're going to try our best, and we're looking forward to it. So keep believing and supporting us. I just like to play football. That's my thing. I like to play football. I like to enjoy while I'm playing football. So that's what keeps me going.
Everyone's feeling good and optimistic. So we're excited to play our first game against Rwanda. Hopefully we can prepare well and, like I said, get the result we want. My message would be to continue supporting us. As players, we believe. So if you guys can believe in us as well and give us the energy that we need to go and get the result that we want to do to achieve to go to the World Cup.
So, Austin, the fans actually have a task to do, right? They have a big role to play.
We have a big task, Cecilia. We just need to support the team. I listened to William Trostekong. We'll listen to him again. He was saying, pray for us. It's very, very important because we all just need to come together. And that Niger spirit that we're always shouting, this is where we must activate it. Yes, we had a terrible start, but this is football where impossible is nothing. I want to get Bolu talking, but that's after we listen to the captain, William Trostekong, talking about this clash against Rwanda. Listen.
We're going to look forward to a team that is very determined. We know how much is at stake for these games. So, yeah, we are just focused and ready to work for Saturday. We have a big challenge for all of us together. We have to qualify for the World Cup. So, we have 4 very important games starting now on Saturday. Those importance haven't changed. It's been the same since the last international break. And we know what we have to do. It's not going to be easy. Rwanda is a very good team. And, we look forward to the game. And I think we're going to let our talking be on the pitch that day.
We should not let ourselves down. We'll give our 100%, more than 100% to the nation and to bring Nigeria to the World Cup. We just need to stay focused and do what makes us be in the camp. And I believe there's no challenge in the camp. We are happy to be here and we are willing to give everything to get the World Cup ticket.
We are motivated, so everything is going well. We don't have any challenge. We are happy, and the teams are prepared.
Yeah, we are getting ready for the game on Saturday. We have good feeling in the camp, and we are good to go.
Okay, they are good to go, right, Austin?
Yeah, they're good to go, and that's the spirit, that's the mentality. They need to show that, look, what if that game is to be played tonight? They say, oh, they've changed it, put on your boots. They need to go out there and win, and just don't win. They need to win big time. They need to win very well, I like the spirit. I like the mood in camp, with the Super Eagles. And that's the problem Nigerians have with them, that you cannot put us in this mood where our blood pressures are reading beyond normal. And then we'll see you guys on social media looking good, smiling, laughing. But hey, that's their own way of handling the pressure. And there's nothing absolutely wrong with it. But all we're saying is it's shameful that we're going to match the 7 and you're still struggling to win a game at home. And you are, where you are on the table. If you take a look at that Group C table, it's disgraceful. Nigeria shouldn't be right there. So let's go on this quick break. When we come back, Bada mentioned if we had someone like Austin Okocha in the team, it will make the ball move quickly to those fast players to get the job done. But we have his nephew in the team. What role can he play? Bolu will talk about it. Bada will talk about it when we come back. Don't go anywhere. welcome back to Sports Tonight on your award-winning sports-loving channels television. We're previewing that crucial 2026 World Cup qualifying match between Nigeria's Super Eagles and the Amavubi of Rwanda. Look, any way you want to define crucial, I do not know where the Super Eagles want to go and get victory. They want to call all the deities, all the traditional rulers in Nigeria. The Super Eagles must beat Rwanda on Saturday in Uyo. Abolu, you heard my tease before that break. Bada said, we're lacking creativity in the middle. We do not have Okocha, but God gave us his nephew. How can he make the difference on Saturday?
Well, one of the best things we need to do is, like Bada rightly mentioned, make use of the channels, because the truth is we don't have that creativity. Well, it's not every national team that have it, but they use what they have to get their results. I've been saying it for a very long time. It seems the kind of players we have who suit a 4-4-2 flat one. Use not inverted wingers, so the wingers that will send in the balls to the forward guys. You remember the Sunday Ulysses versus Yekini? Shati Sosimi. Just get the balls to the strikers. They will put the ball into the back. You can't give Osimhen 10 chances and he will not score at least 5. But not that you have 1 or 2 chances per game. That's why I said we need to bridge that gap between the midfield and that defense. Bada mentioned, why do I keep mentioning Bada's name? He said something earlier. We literally have, if not the best squad in the Africa, one of the best squad. But in terms of team, we are way behind. We need to get this done. When these groupings came out, I said to myself, 20 to 25 points. But here we are battling, punching calculators, hoping and praying they dictate point for South Africa and win all. We need to find a way through the defense. Don't mind someone like me that is not too optimistic. When we played Rwanda in the first leg, I said to myself, beat Rwanda well, and the next fixtures, they will be shaking. We came home to draw against Zimbabwe. This time, fortunately, we are playing the Zimbabwe. If we beat them well, it's supposed to send shivers down the spines of Bafana. I hope it's going to work out well like that. But like you rightly mentioned, there's nothing as crucial as this. At least win this one. I like what Chustekong said. He spoke about we know what to do. I hope they all know what to do. Win this one, at least before we talk about South Africa, before we talk about Bloemfontein winning there or not, win Rwanda. Send a message that Super Eagles are back. But I hope at the end everything won't be audio.
Oh, see, Cecilia, before you get on with it, I'll also bring Bada Kintune Johnson again, you know, because we can do all of the analysis. These players will go there on Saturday and use discretion. But Bada, in what way, shape, manner, form can it be easy for Nigeria on Saturday?
Start early, play with intensity, very aggressive, set the tempo of the game quite early. Sometimes we play too passive. We want to, you know, sort of gradually grow into the game. And a lot of times, you're giving yourself too much work to do, especially if the opposition get their noses in front. We can't afford to let the mood, the atmosphere turn against us. You know how our home crowd, home support is. If in the first 15, 20 minutes we haven't scored, they're already getting sort of agitated. And that's normal because, you know, we want to see goals. We're Nigerians, you know, our football historically has always produced goals. I grew up watching us pump 7 goals into the net of Burkina Faso qualifiers, 6 against Sudan, 6 against Uganda. I mean, in the early 90s, if we had a home game, it didn't matter who it was. Algeria 4, Cote d'Ivoire 3. That's how we used to score.
In the 90s, I will not watch Nigeria and Rwanda. I will read it in the dailies the next day.
You know, but yeah. So the times have changed so drastically to the point where Central African Republic and Cape Verde are coming here and getting wins. And the Rwandans, like I said, they have recent history to give them confidence. They came here and they got results. So to answer your question specifically, I think if we have a fast start, while the legs are still fresh, thankfully the season has just started. A player like Ademola Lookman, for instance, we haven't even seen him because of his transfer issues. We don't know how match fit he is, but at least we've seen he will be playing for Fulham. We've seen most of the players who are in the first team. Osimhen has scored a couple of goals for Gala in the Turkish league. He's looked very sharp, as usual. Looked very, very lethal. And if we get our better players, I mean, no disrespect to anybody in the team, all the players are great players, but our best players are in the forward line. if you get Osimhen, you get current African Footballer of the Year, Ademola Lookman, get Simon Moses, who's just signed for the Paris team. If Chukwueze starts, he's just signed for Fulham from AC Milan. I mean, Rwanda, no disrespect to the country, I love it. It's the land of 1,000 hills. I love the people. But when it comes to football pedigree, we are light years ahead of them. And we've got to make that show. The quality of our guys must count. And if it counts early, we may stroll to a very comprehensive win.
All right, let's take a look at that table we've been mentioning. I know maybe some of you may have seen it, but you just glide through it. But we'll just take a look at that table, what it's like. It's really shameful. I actually didn't want to talk about the table, but producer is actually saying you have to show them the table. But Group C, this is the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. And where can you see Nigeria? Let's start with South Africa. After 6 games, they've won 4 matches, drawing 1 and losing 1, goal difference of 5. And of course, they are on 13 points, pending when FIFA will take 3 off them. You go to Rwanda, after 6 games, they've won 2 matches. The draws are 2, the losses 2, and of course, goal difference just 0, and they are on 8 points. Go to Benin Republic. After 6 matches, they've won 2 also. They've drawn 2, they've lost 2, -1, they're owing a goal, and of course, also on 8 points. Now, there you have Nigeria, number 4. After 6 games, you look at the wins, just 1, and this win was against Rwanda away from home, and the draws happen to be 4 draws. This is where the problem came from. And the losses, well, just 1. But then this 4 draws is the greatest undoing of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And goal difference 1, and of course, that's why they are on the 7 points. Lesotho, that we could not beat, at home. 6 games, 1 win, 3 draws, 2 losses, -1 goal difference, and on 6 points. They'll go to Zimbabwe, goal difference of -4. They have just 4 points. They're yet to win a game, but they're on 4 draws and 2 losses. So we're actually rubbing shoulders with the likes of Lesotho. This is what the situation looks like for Nigeria. That's why this particular game is crucial, and it's also very dicey for the Super Eagles to get their first win at home. Let's take a look at the games that will be played for tomorrow, and also we look at other results, some of the games that were played earlier today. For Group C, okay, Friday's fixture, yes, that's where you have Benin Republic and Zimbabwe, Lesotho, and South Africa. So this will put us in a good stead in the sense that after this game, so we can be able to have more permutation and calculation to know where the Super Eagles will be if they drop further in the group. But these are Friday's fixtures where Nigeria will be playing on a Saturday. Do we have results of some of the games that went down earlier today? We'll just run through that. Yes, Guinea-Bissau and Sierra Leone, that game ended 1-0. In Group D, you have Libya beating Angola by a lone goal. Mauritius and Cape Verde, it was 2-0. Cape Verde winning that one away from home. That's in Group D. In Group H games, you have Sao Tome and Principe, Equatorial Guinea winning 3-2. And Chad and Ghana, it was a dying moment goal. Ghana thought they were running away with it. By the way, Ghana, they just need 1 win to qualify for the World Cup. Madagascar beating Central African Republic by 2-0. So the truth now is Ghana will qualify for the World Cup. Nigeria, well, we don't know what will happen in that. So let's wrap this up. South Africa, they're playing tomorrow.
Yeah, and the thing we're not sort of cognizant of is the fact that Lesotho may be the beneficiaries of the 3 points that we await FIFA's decision on for South Africa's fielding of an ineligible player. If they do get that, if you add that to, I think they've got 6 points at the moment.
Yeah.
They go to 9
points. Yes.
And so if they beat South Africa, they could be well on their way, depending on how the remaining matches go, to their first ever World Cup. And who could have thought that Lesotho, very close neighbors to South Africa, will be in a position on match day 6, 7, where they have a realistic chance of qualifying for the World Cup. So, whereas all the attention is on South Africa, who are, far in front of everyone, and the fact that if they do beat Lesotho and they get a result against Nigeria, their qualification can be sealed. But let's not discountenance the Lesotho team. They do have a chance. If they get those 3 points from FIFA and they win one of these 2 games, they'll be right in the mix. Like I said, we have to be more realistic in our expectations. Yes, it's good to be enthusiastic, to be optimistic, and hope that we can get maximum points from the first 4 games. On the evidence of the first round of games, it doesn't seem like we will do it. But of course, we know about Nigeria's ability to bounce back. It's called bounce back ability. When our backs are the ball, that's when we fight back. That's when, you know, we do lastminute.com and give it all that it requires to get the result. So I don't rule out the fact that we can get maximum points from the remaining four games. But the key thing to note here is that other results will have to go in our favor for us to finish top of that group. So the more realistic target really is to finish in second place and hope that we can blitz our way through the playoffs and still end up in the US, Mexico, and Canada next year. It's almost unthinkable that Nigeria will not be at the World Cup for a variety of reasons. Some of our best accomplishments in football have happened on American soil. 94, our very first appearance at the FIFA World Cup was on US soil when America hosted the World Cup for the first time. 96, just 2 years later in Atlanta, Georgia, we experienced our best moment, our best achievement ever in football by winning Olympic gold also on American soil. So it's almost unthinkable. And again, the Nigerian diaspora in America is one of the biggest anywhere you find in the world.
Yeah.
There's said to be about 300,000 plus people documented. I mean, that number, you can 3x, 4x, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's almost unthinkable that our darling Super Eagles of Nigeria won't be at the World Cup. So, I mean, these players also, it must be said, want to be there. Let's be very clear. It's not like they are lackadaisical or they are uninterested in being at the World Cup. It's just that we haven't actually quite done the business on the field of play in the previous games. And now, with 4 games to go, we've got a mountain to climb, but mountains are made to be climbed. And we're fancying our team to do the unthinkable and climb Everest in this case and get us on the other side of qualifying for the World Cup in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. We do believe, if they're watching, we believe in them absolutely. So go soar Super Eagles, get us to the United States.
Get us the ticket. Brother, thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. Hopefully, we get to celebrate on Saturday night.
Amen.
Bolu, just a quick one. Zimbabwe and Benin Republic will be in action on Friday. You have South Africa and Lesotho. So this game, of course, we have to be watching it and monitoring it because that's going to, tell how we will proceed. Maybe all of them should just go, let's draw. And
I don't think we kept the play 10-10. My prayer since the last round of fixtures has been draws for our opponents, and it worked out well for many of them in the last round. Unfortunately, we didn't beat Zimbabwe. Whatever they do, what we've been permutating now is Nigeria win all their 4 games. Even if South Africa win all their 3 and they deduct 3 points, boom, we are level of points and we go ahead of them head to head. But at least to make it better, make them play draw. Okay. At least get your draw. And now, when they fail to win, you can start thinking, oh, when we win, we still get closer, close the gap. And also, whatever they decide to play, at this moment, I'm more patriotic. And so, all of you, draw. General, do this for us. General, we still like you, so just do this for us.
Yeah, just get some goalless game and then Super Eagles, you go out there on Saturday and the fans will have a lot of things to do. Cheer them to victory, no matter what's happening, even if they are not hungry on the field of play. I'm sure the voices will get to them, and of course they will hear you guys, and then they will be able to play. Okay, Austin, we have to move away from the Super Eagles because I know we can spend the whole show talking about them. Tomorrow we'll come back and we'll have the final analysis to see where and how they will win. Now let's talk about, of course, infrastructure. You are big on that, right? A quick one. Kwara United wants to play their home games at home in the CAF Confederation Cup. Now, there's a stadium in Ilori, that's the Yekini Stadium. That's where they want to play. But the thing is, if you look at this particular stadium, when is it starting? So when you look at this stadium, and this is what the governor intends to, make sure it's ready. I'm talking about Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak. That's the governor of Kwara State. He has assured everyone that, yes, this particular stadium will be ready for inspection when, the continental body, that's CAF, when they come to inspect it. Austin, over to you.
It's not possible. Your Excellency, I'm so sorry. It's not going to happen. we've heard this over and over and over again. Look, was it not Rangers when they won the league, and then the governor said, "Oh, we're going to make sure this is ready." They had enough time. They did absolutely nothing. They went to play in Uyo, and that campaign was an absolute shame. You know, we've talked about this Ilorin Stadium forever, particularly whenever it hosts MPFL games, that it's not anywhere close to standard. Now you know your team has qualified. I'm glad that the governor was there in Lagos for the President Federation Cup final, watched his team win, and was told, he saw it himself, that they will now play in the CAF Confederation Cup. Would have expected you swing to action. Where do you want to start turning the stadium around to meet CAF standard to host games? I don't know, unless it's going to be a miracle. I mean, the sitting arrangement, no perimeter fencing. There's so much work to be done at this stadium. But His Excellency says it will be ready. I want to believe it to be ready, but I don't think it will be ready. Let's listen to the governor of Kwara State, who inspected the stadium and said he will create magic to have it ready for the CAF Confederation Cup.
To make sure we're ready to host the continent. The stadium is not approved yet, but we want to meet the standards before the inspection team comes from CAF. So we're making sure that work is being done. That's on here to make sure, put energy in it and see that we pass the inspection. We don't want our supporters and team playing in Lagos or Abuja. The first thing is to fix the stadium, the dressing room, the hosting facilities, the field. It's most important, the scoreboard, and I'm making sure health and safety issues are met to meet CAF standards. That's what we're doing.
Okay, Bolu, over to you. What I saw, and look, we've always said it, do not wait till when there is one big milestone to achieve before you start taking those giant steps. Take little steps. If you know that your team is playing in the Nigeria Premier Football League and you want to do things professionally, the first thing you should have at least is a good playing ground for your team. But Bolu, yeah, we are now. Kwara United probably didn't plan to win the CAF, to win the President Federation Cup. They didn't plan to ever be on the continent, but now they are here, and it's another Tail of Fire Brigade approach.
I like the ginger from the governor, but sir, let me pick it from Austin. Your Excellency, sir, it's not possible. This game will be played in a fortnight from now. I mean, at that venue. What do you want to do in over 2 weeks? To gather what Fire Brigade, blue. And one of the challenges I think we have, first of all, it seems that we don't even employ stadium contractors to do this job. Just, my friend can build a house, he can build a stadium. That one alone is a minus. Then maintenance culture. You can build $1 billion facility. If you are not maintaining it, in a few years it will still go down. But based on these pictures we are seeing, if this thing is ready in 2 weeks, I'll be scared for the players I'll play there. You knew you would play, like Austin said, months ago. Immediately they won, let's assume they didn't expect to, but immediately you won the final. You could have started process by then. At least you knew you would play on the continent. Then we waited till 2 weeks to the competition. Oh, don't worry, we'll be no. Just go and play Nuyo. That's the only legislative. Just go and play. At least Super Eagles will be done by that time. So go and play Nuyo, whatever the outcome it is.
I was saying somebody should have pinched him or tell him that look, Lagos and Abuja don't have.
They are not even legit.
Simple. So somebody needs to tell him that Lagos or Abuja is a no. So everyone will be playing in Uyo. Obviously, both the CAF Champions League teams and the teams that are also playing the CAF Confederations Cup, they will all go to Uyo. Thanks to the governor who actually built that. I hope every other state, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Lagos, you people have money. I don't even know what's going on. Okay, let's leave it. Let's talk about the WAFL B qualifiers on the 17th, because I know we can actually spend time on these facilities thing. Also, how many reports did you do before you traveled on facilities?
Cecilia, look, I just don't look. Where's the press and media stand in that Ilorin Stadium? Where can they have a proper studio room for CAF to run their matches and all? Cecilia.
Okay, sometimes it's good for you to just express yourself and tell people, okay, we are working, we are trying to do something, when you know that it is not even feasible. Okay, the under-17 Waffle B. Nigeria is supposed to host, but then it's going to be in Côte d'Ivoire. Let's take a look at the draw. It was done earlier today, the Waffle B draw, where the Golden Eaglets, how golden they will be in this one. They actually, Group A, you have Côte d'Ivoire, Niger, Togo, and Ghana. So you come to Group B, that's where you have Burkina Faso, Benin Republic, and of course Nigeria. So this is the group where you have Nigeria. So as I mentioned earlier, it was supposed to be hosted in Nigeria, but somehow Remo Star Stadium is being renovated as we speak. But the MKO Abeokuta Stadium, I don't know what the reason, but they can't use one stadium for that. But isn't it like kind of funny that, you know, Waffle B?
We can't even host. I want to bid for, we are bidding for Commonwealth Games. Well, the truth is, that
will be in Abuja. They can perform magic. Forget them.
I think CAF needs to change this style of regionalizing or zonalizing qualifiers. If you check, since they started this zonal thing, Africa don't do well at world stages anymore. I say it every time. If all our best teams at underage are coming from one region, let them all go and represent. Because look at even women's football, for example. The best are from West Africa. Falcons will always beat all of them, so they don't even get to compete. The last World Cup, 4 of our best teams didn't even go to the tournament. I think you should just go back to our normal draws. Let the best
they
represent Africa.
They want every region to...
We don't care. Let the best go. If not are the best, let them play, beat everyone, and go. If it's from the West, let them do and go. This one, no matter what they do, Nigeria will qualify for AFCON. So let's see what happens from there if they can win and get back to the world stage. But whichever way, I hope CAF can. I understand getting everybody involved, but always put your best foot forward, not because you want everyone involved.
But they can still get everyone involved, Austin. If, for instance, you have a draw for every country in Africa, put everybody together, and then you have this
everyone can come from one part.
So the top 4, you know, qualify for the Nations Championship, and then Well, it's CAF, of course. They want to involve everybody. All right, quickly, the medals table for the youth games is still on. I'm actually really happy to talk about these youth games, especially when I see states that are doing so well. Lagos State, they're still leading the pack with 67 medals in total. They've won 36 gold medals, 6 silver, and of course, bronze, 17 in silver, bronze 14. Edo State is second on 25 gold medals, silver 10, and bronze 16 in all. They have 51 medals in total. Delta State are third. I mean, they're not used to seeing themselves here, but they're third on this table, 20 silver, 24, and of course 63 medals. And Abia State is fourth there. They're actually chasing the likes of Edo, Delta, and Lagos. 9 gold medals, 8, and of course 25 in all. And Akwa Ibom, Austin, they're still here at the top 5. Yes, they completed top 5. They have 24 medals in all, 8 gold and bronze medal, 10, of course 6 silver. So we have to go, by the way.
Well, we have to go, but I'm glad we're making progress with the National Youth Games. Yes, some challenges here and there. We're still hearing the issue of age cheats and all of that, but I think the positives outweighs the negatives, and it's just a good for us to, you know, think developmental. Shout out to the state for taking this seriously, because this is actually going to give us a good peep into the future of sports in Nigeria. That's the show. In London, I'm Austin Konakman. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Well, it was nice doing this with you again.
Yeah, definitely. Every time I see youth games, I'm always pumped up. And I love that governors are getting involved this time. Hopefully, we get to see much more of this. It's always a pleasure seeing with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mwongbe. Have a good night's rest.